here.
Okay. So we are today here at Edison baseball fields. We have 6 fields here for the youngsters to come in play baseball. This is one of the prime recreation spots in this neighborhood. But as you can see, the parking lot and it's not been maintained and it's been neglected for many years. So one of the goals, me as a mayor, is to focus on getting recreation better and more facilities for the young kids, especially during the COVID time. Many parents, who don't want to go, who don't want to travel because of COVID, they want to use a lot of in-town facilities, and this is one of the places that we should be, focusing on and making it better. The second thing in this neighborhood is the Stelton Community Center that was closed few years back, and since that time there is no neighborhood community hall where where families can go and celebrate the time that they used to use the Stelton Community Center. So second goal is to get some kind of community center, some place like that in this neighborhood where the neighbors can enjoy the family getting together with their friends. Uh, this area near the Edison train station, we want to transform it to an vibrant urban area where we're going to bring in a lot of more sensible businesses, so that we can have the revenue growth that we need, and at the same time we can attract a lot of young people to this town. So that's the goal for this neighborhood. I'm in this neighborhood by the Edison train station today, walking and talking to the neighbors.
South Edison, that's where we
Yes,
are now.
that's correct. That's correct.
So your contention is that the town is handcuffed to the vendors
Yeah.
and spending too much money in that area when prime facilities like this for kids
Yes.
are going unattended. Fair point?
Yes. So, Max, just to give a glimpse of what's happening in this town, last month, township passed a resolution giving $47,000 as a no bid contract to an architect to design gazebo in the township. Okay. Now we need, all of us, need to ask ourselves very important questions. Are these facilities more important, and are these facilities going to be used by the families in the township, or are the families going to go to the township and use the gazebo? Okay, we have limited budget, right? And we don't want to keep increasing taxes after taxes, years after years, right? At the same time, with the limited budget, we need to make sure our, where the money is being spent is should go into these facilities where the kids and the families are using the facilities the most.
When you hear your Democratic primary opponent, Mr. Bhagia, talk about his vision for the town and the waterfront and the greenway development,
Yes.
what do you think about that? What do you think about your opponent's vision, and in particular those projects?
So I am in all for the waterfront development. That should definitely happen, and it's on the plan. That's a 23-acre that could nicely be developed into the marina, and a lot more redevelopment can happen there, right? But at the same time, we need to go back to the basics, right? First of all, the township is lagging in getting the basic infrastructure. We don't have the clean water. At the same time, those are the first things we need to do for the first 2 years before we start focusing on bringing in and developing new areas.
What are you hearing from the voters down here? Are they talking about these facilities? Are they reminding you of the absence of a really habitable recreation area here for the kids?
Definitely, Max. The community members in this neighborhood, they use these facilities extensively, and so they use the Stelton Community Center. All of the neighbors are missing these two things in a big time. So first of all, we need to focus on getting these things first before we go on, redeveloping new areas.
The recreation center closed in 2018.
Yes.
How do you reanimate it? What does it need in order to get back online?
So the Stelton Community Center, I had bought it before the mayor's attention in 2016 or 17. Is full of asbestos, so obviously we cannot refurbish. As the best way is to demolish and come up with some new structure there, or use the community centers nearby in the schools, form a coalition with the schools where some facilities within the school can be used as a community center by the time we get something up and running.
Mhm. You're off the line. Your opponent has the Middlesex County Democratic Committee support. As you've gone around the town and talked to people, have you been able to convince them that the support of the establishment is not an asset in his case, but a detriment, because it handcuffs him to another agenda that's not the people's agenda? Is that essentially the argument that you're making?
Yeah, and absolutely. What happens in this case, there are 25 towns in Middlesex County. Edison paid $69 million in county taxes plus $5.7 million in open space taxes, compared to total amount of taxes paid by Woodbridge, which is almost equal size as Edison. So, and what are we getting in return? We don't even have a community center, we don't have an art center, nor is county spending any resources on this town. So biggest thing is, the mayor needs to work with the county to get the money back to this town, and that is the message I've been getting from the residents that I've been talking to, that mayor needs to stand up and get the money back to this town.
You're an enemy of the Democratic County organization that runs the county. How could you work with them after such an intense and, I dare say, vitriolic Democratic primary? It would be very difficult to work with these people. They seem like mortal enemies at this point. How would you work with them?
So my philosophy is we agree to disagree, right? We have a disagreement on the issues. Okay, there is no personality issues. Important thing is we need to focus on what the taxpayers are paying the taxes for. Okay, they need to make sure if you're going to pay $1 in taxes, they get $1 worth of services that's going to be worthwhile for your families to stay there, and have the public safety that they have chosen this town to be. So again, I understand there is a disagreement on the party side, on the county side, and our platform. But our goal is to get, the vendors who are getting paid more than 25,000 bidded by 3 vendors, okay, and have an open and transparent government and improve township services. So again, we have a disagreement on the platforms, but this is a platform that we are proposing 3 important things. 0% taxes in 2022. Improve the township services. Third and fourth important thing is to have an open and transparent government, and I will be a full-time mayor listening to the residents' concerns and addressing them in the same year.
Thank you, sir.